My general areas of research in philosophy are medical ethics, philosophy of religion, and philosophy of personal identity. And the in philosophy of personal identity, I work on animalism, which is a body-based account of the human person, and that's what was most relevant for me for the cross-training fellowship, because if we're animals, part of understanding who we are, what we are, how we survive over time is understanding some of those relevant facts about animals. So for the fellowship, a typical week would involve, I would go to the Baylor Science Building, and over the course of the year, I took 4 classes there. I had a lot of meetings with professors that I met in the biology department and through my grant and my mentor on the grant. So when I would have a particular question, I would have a quick meeting with someone who could direct my attention very quickly in the right place. So one of the greatest benefits of the fellowship to me was getting the opportunity to better understand the perspectives and language of people who are occupied with really different questions from what I'm normally occupied with. And this was helpful to me as a teacher because a lot of my students are coming in their intellectual community is much more scientific than sort of the humanities or philosophical intellectual community. So it really helped me as a teacher, and it also helped me as a researcher. Like, I was able to articulate the questions I had in a way that other people could understand. But for a student who is interested in thinking about doing cross-training, my first piece of advice would be to apply for this fellowship, because it gave me the opportunity to live while pursuing something that I was a beginner in, which was that could not have happened otherwise at that point in my career. And it gave me the opportunity to study the hard sciences. I don't know how else I would have been able to make time for that and to receive funding for it. A second piece of advice is a little bit more particular, and this is advice I followed that someone gave me, is to hit the ground running with this kind of fellowship. Block off just a little bit of time, a month, 2 weeks, a month, something like that, to do the first year of whatever your science is. So my third piece of advice would be to keep one foot in the philosophy of whatever your science is. So like I was saying, I ended up taking a kind of like absorbing position with respect to this information. But there's a lot of information. And so by continuing to read in philosophy of biology, it helped direct my deeper research. And it also helped me bridge the jargons of the different fields, which was a very helpful experience. And it was by reading philosophers who already are doing this kind of translation project that I was able to kind of engage in that sort of thinking. So keep a foot in philosophy of your science.